So when you give a housing loan to anybody, there are two aspects of your appraisal process. You're appraising the person and you're appraising the property. And in the property, of course, you have legal and you have technical. When you are appraising the person, as we have seen in the credit module, you will appraise income, age, qualifications of the individuals applying for the loan, the number of dependents, the spouse's income, what are the assets that the person has, what are his liabilities, and therefore you are in a position to determine his overall capacity to service a loan, the stability and continuity of income, and his savings history. Now when you look at the property, what is it that you would therefore be looking at? You will look at the value of the property. Remember, we talked about valuation. Then the age of the building. The age of the building can be looked at from two perspectives. As some of us know, the older buildings, maybe 15, 20 years old, have very solid construction and are therefore more resilient to earthquakes or maybe even aging, and therefore, but the newer buildings are more likely to stand for a longer period of time because they have been built recently. So you will look at the age of the building. The locality. Where is the property located? Is it close to the railway lines? Is it close to schooling and hospitality and hospitals? Is it close to a cemetery? Is it in a place where you might have problems for communicating and traveling? So these are aspects that also determine the value of the property. You will also look at the number of floors and the flats per floor. The amenities agreement. Many developers today have two agreements. They have a main core agreement to sell the property and the consumer to buy it, and then they do an amenities agreement. That amenities agreement includes things like kitchen, cupboards, and other facilities that are being provided by the developer but are counted as an amenity, and therefore there is often a separate agreement for that. Now this amenity agreement is also considered by most lenders when they're determining the loan amount and the loan to value ratio. We talked about the quality of the construction of the property. Extremely important, both from you as a lender who's giving a loan and taking that property as security, and from a reputational perspective, because the builder has to finish the project. He has to complete it within the approvals that he has received from the local authorities. And you as a buyer certainly want quality, completion of project, all to be looked at by a reputed lending organization. We've talked about the legality in the legal section, whether you have access to a particular property and is that access legal? Has he got the approvals to provide that access? And therefore that becomes important. Linked to the age of the building is the condition of the building. Is it being maintained well? Has it eroded over the years? Has there been corrosion effects and there are bars and all sticking out which have not been redone or re-repaired? And of course the stage of construction, which is a progressive stage, especially in an under construction property, that after you go 3 months later, has there been 3 more slabs or 4 more floors put up, or are we closer to completion of the project compared to what it was 3 months ago?